Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to my review of Creed 2, starring Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, Tessa Thompson, Felicia Rashad, and Dolph Lundgren, believe it or not, was back for this sequel. Of course, this takes place a little ways after the first movie, and this is directed not by, I can't remember his name now, uh, uh, the Black Panther director. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but it's a different director. I think Steven, I forgot his name, but it's a different director anyway. Again, this is a sequel, and basically the gist of this movie is uh, Ivan Drago, you know, Stallone's nemesis in Rocky Four. He comes back with a son. He has a son, and he basically is training his son to be a beast, a boxer, or absolute monster, and he's knocking people out left and right. And he basically challenges. He actually goes to Philadelphia and challenges Rocky to have Adonis fight his son. Okay, and of course, like I said, if you've seen the trailer, you see the conflict in it. uh, Adonis feels like he has to do this for his father, and of course his mother doesn't want him to do it. She doesn't think if you're gonna do it, do it. You got to do it for yourself. Don't do it for somebody else. And of course, in Rocky, he tries to dissuade him from doing it because he feels that he's not doing it because he wants to do it. You know, and this guy is dangerous because this guy has nothing to lose. Okay, and he kind of wants, but you know, Adonis is stubborn and he wants to do this fight because he feels that he's gonna make up for his father dying. So he, of course, you know, takes the fight. Now this sequel, first off, I don't think it's as good as the original. I think um, this movie is good, and I think the fight scenes are great in this. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I mean, I like what they did with bringing Dolph Lundgren's character back, you know, and they kind of explore a little bit of what he's basically had to go through. I mean, they kind of tell you and show you a little bit of what he goes through, but you don't really get a good sense of what happened in those. I mean, they tell you and show you somewhat what happened in the middle of what happened to him. They don't really go into depth, and I don't know. What I do wonder if there's cut scenes in this movie that you don't really get into it. I mean, he just appears and he's there, and he challenges him, and his son challenges Adonis. You know, they don't really get into his backstory, which I think would have made the movie more interesting if you'd have really got Ivan, Drag got his son's point of view. Victor Drago's got his point of view. You don't really get his point of view only. There's a few scenes in there which are nice, but I think if they would have explored his background a little bit more, you would have made a more compelling story from when they fought. You know, to see what he has to go through and what they've gone through since that fight. And I mean, they touch on it a little bit in there, but you don't really get into depth about it, which I think is kind of a shame because I think Dolph Lundgren is a good actor, and I think the actor who's playing his son, I think there's like I said, there's a few scenes with them, and I think the movie would have benefited from a little bit more scenes with them. And as far as Rocky's concerned, they kind of give him a little subplot with his son, which I think the last time we saw his son was in the Rocky movie, which might have been Rocky Six, and as far as we know that they kind of came together, and then they kind of come up with this subplot that they're not close, that he hasn't been in contact, in which you kind of get no context for it because the last time you saw him he was with his son. He kind of repaired his relationship with his son, but in this movie they kind of say that the relationship is not what it should be. So they get into, but they don't really get it. Again, there's a lot of subplots in there that they don't really explore in depth, which kind of to me is kind of a detriment to the movie because it would have made the movie a little bit more richer dramatically if you'd have explored these subplots more. And but the fight scenes I thought were great and intense, and I thought Michael B. Jordan was really good as Adonis. Okay, and Tessa Thompson is good. And, she didn't have that much to do in this movie. I mean, she was mostly there for support and stuff. And I still would have liked, again, you know, there was not enough scenes to me between Rocky and Adonis. I mean, there were a few here and there, but not enough to me like the first movie. Uh, but overall, I think it's a decent sequel. Okay, I don't think it was as good as Creed. I think Creed was a better movie, but this one still was good dramatically, and the fight scenes were absolutely fantastic. Uh, Kudos to Michael B. Jordan and the actor who played uh, Ivan Drago's son. He was really, they were really good in those fight scenes. The fight scenes were shot really dramatically and really intense, and there was, there was tension, and people were, in my theater, were clapping because the fight scenes were intense. But overall, like I said, it's a good movie. I don't think it's as good as the first movie, the first Creed, but I definitely think it's a worthy entry into the Rocky series. Okay, okay, and sure, things are sort of predictable because let's face it, in a Rocky movie, things are predictable, but you still kind of enjoy the journey. But dramatically, I have to say it's not as good as the first movie, but it's still a decent movie. So overall, I'm gonna give Creed 2. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Okay, a 7.5. Again, I think the first movie was a better movie, but this movie, I think, was just in some. They could have explored to me more of the Ivan Drago and his son. More, they show you a little bit of it, but they don't. We kind of get into depth about it. And again, the thing with Rocky and the subplot with his son, to me, wasn't explored enough for me. But it is what it is. So, but still, overall, I enjoyed the movie, and I definitely recommend you go see it if you're a fan of the Rocky series. Okay, and now the Creed series, I guess. Anyway, let me know what you think of Creed 2. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. I'll leave a link to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram in the description box, and a link to my other channel, Paul's Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. Again, 7.5 for me for Creed 2. Anyway, take care, be well, sub, and this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.